How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the live stream. I had this game on my watch list for tonight, so I figured I might as well stream it. Hope everyone's having a nice Sunday.
Dynamic got off to such a fast start against Montverde last night.
But
Dynamic got off
yeah, I've
to
been
such
meaning
a
to catch
fast
this
start against Montverde last
Link
night.
dynamic game earlier.
Such a fast start against Montverde last night.
Davion. My guy Davion Hannah. Big fan of Davion Hannah. Yeah, I like this Link team. I mean, obviously they're going to lose because Dynamic lost to Columbus in the
college basketball.
Hey, Amar, how's it going?
Happens every year here at Chipotle Nationals.
But yeah,
off the steal.
Excited for the NBA playoffs. I've been so tapped out of
NBA
NBA recently just because I'm so busy with college stuff and even like high school stuff as well. Oh, why did that? Sup, Camille, how's it going? Why did that close out? Let me get that back. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for the NBA playoffs. Very excited for those. Yeah, I'm very relieved that I didn't think Flory was going to return, honestly. I was pretty sure he was going to be gone, but I'm very happy to be wrong and that we're getting him with Darren next year. Man, that's going to be so sick. I have a video that I'm going to record after this on Sarah Strong. If anyone watched the UConn South Carolina title game, did Yegor return? I have no idea. Was there news about that? I've been pretty off my phone and out of it today. I haven't heard or seen anything about Yegor. I would guess he does not return. I'd be pretty surprised if he returned, honestly. But I mean, I think that would probably be best for him to return. That's probably best for his stock, honestly. Or I don't know if it's best for his stock because he's already getting mocked as a lottery pick. I can't find anything about it on Twitter or like anything. So if you have a link, that would be really good because I can't find anything on it. Why is this just quality dying? Hopefully it's just this. Okay, yeah. I really love this dynamic prep team. They destroyed that prolific in the prolific game. Like Darren still had a great what a pass. I love Leroy Kelly, number 4. I think that's no, that's Kobe Coleman. Never mind. Leroy Kelly's in the corner. I like Leroy Kelly, but Kobe Coleman. I mean, this dynamic team is just like a bunch of awesome high school players who are going to be great college players, and then like Toombs as their centerpiece, and then a couple like 15-year-old 5-stars. Like it's a cool group. Jermaine O'Neal, Pacers legend, by the way. My Pacers beat the Nuggets. I'm going to try to find time to watch that back eventually. Got to find GOAT legend Smiley right there. I got to find some time at some point to rewatch a bunch of the NBA games that I've had on my list forever before the playoffs. But I've been locked into college stuff for both tournaments and Chipotle Nationals. But yeah, dynamic prep. I was going to say, I know they're new, relatively new, but I'm still trying to figure out Toombs because I know a lot of people who I trust really like him. Piece of paper and pen is all we need. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that. I don't know, man. That doesn't really seem like anything. I mean, maybe he is returning. Like, I'm not saying that's crazy, but I would want more. Are the Rockets real now? I think the Rockets have been real for a very long time. I mean, I still maintain the same playoff worries in certain matchups. Like, I think like Minnesota give them a lot of problems is one that I think of. Like, I don't know. But I think they're very legit. Like, they're a great team, and I don't think it would be surprising if they won a playoff series or 2. I would probably pick most other West teams over them. Obviously OKC probably, but even then, it's just so matchup dependent and tough. Like, I mean, it depends on who makes it through the play-in, but I think the Rockets should get like Rockets Clippers. I'd probably take the Rockets. Like, I think in theory the Clippers can like match their defense. I think Zubac does well in that series, but like I don't trust the Clippers enough just generally. Like, they'd obviously beat like I think they'd beat the Mavs pretty easily. Even with AD back. Like, I think they'd beat the Kings, obviously. They'd beat the Suns. They'd beat all of like the bottom feeder playing teams. Um, like Warriors, Lakers, I think that gets really interesting. Good drive by Jerry Easter. Lois Griffin, that's crazy. My least favorite Family Guy character in this stream. That's crazy. Shout out James Brown, sick defender. Let's put a man on Kawhi and Tyron Harden. Boom, neutralized. There you go. Easy. I think for the Rockets. To me, it's like I think the defensive matchup is going to determine more than the offensive matchup, because like I think there's certain defenses that are going to be able to like really neutralize their half court offense in a way that it already isn't great. But I think there's some teams like, I don't know if they get like they're probably not going to get Phoenix. Chill. Knipple or Trey? I prefer Khan. I feel like Khan is kind of just like a better version of Trey, low key. I mean, Trey is good, but like, and he's probably a better handler. I don't even know, but he's definitely a better like on ball shot maker than Knipple. But I feel like Knipple, Phoenix being 2 games behind. Oh my god. Are you're holy shit. Davion Hanna is one of the craziest athletes I've ever seen. Oh my god. What? Jesus, my god. A penitentiary is crazy. Bro, look, all I'm gonna say, when I said that it would not shock me if Amen was an all-star this year, people called me crazy. I said that before the season. I said it would not shock me if Amen was an all-star. And I think he's played like an all-star level guy this year pretty clearly. And people were like, no way, not this early. He's not going to get enough minutes. I'm like, just wait and see. So it's definitely gratifying too. I think Bird fall. I mean, I feel like like in like mainstream mocks, it's probably just because like they haven't watched him play recently, to be perfectly honest. There's a lot of out of sight, out of mind with that. But he also, his shooting cooled off a little bit towards the end of the season, percentages wise, which is not something that anyone should care about, but people invariably do. No, I don't think Bird is a top 2 defender in his class just because of the frame and the strength issues. Like, obviously could get stronger, but I don't think he's ever going to be like crazy strong, and he is pretty flimsy at contact points in the paint, but obviously a crazy off-ball defender. Like, I do think he can get exploited in the paint and on ball, but he's certainly up. I mean, he's probably like a top 5, 6 defender in the class, I'd say. Like, I have to think about it. I think Cooper, Penda, and Murray Boyles are like the obvious top 3 defenders in the class. And then from there, I feel like you can argue for a lot of guys. James Brown. But yeah, I am so gratified to see a man cooking like I mean, he's just like genuinely one of my favorite athletes ever to watch play basketball. I remember here, like, I'm gonna find tweets. I remember this was the first time I ever watched the men was, I think it was like a Kansas City AAU tournament in like the summer of 2023, maybe. And it was like the most absurd shit that I've ever seen. And I'm like, oh my God. And then people like discounting what he did, like what he was because he played in OT, which was just like obviously psychotic. Yeah, this was the first this was the amend play that was like, oh, okay. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it didn't even end up being an assist or anything, but like, I'm like, okay, you have like a 16-year-old moving like this. I'm like, okay, yeah, he's a star, obviously. But anyways, enough of my amend spiel. Is cenac Khalil Ware-ish? I mean, he's like 4 inches shorter than Khalil Ware, which I think is a big difference. I mean, I guess I can like kind of see the shades, but I would say no. I don't think cenac is nearly that level. I mean, of athlete really in terms of just like explosive verticality and size, of course. I think just in terms of like raw impact, he's also like way behind at this moment. Where I think was always like, again, Ware was always like project-y-ish. Like, look at what Ware did as a rookie, as like a 20-year-old, right? Like, obviously has moments. He's had moments in games this year where he's looked like a good NBA player. Like, he's been awesome this year. I do not think cenac has that within him in the next like 3 years. I think just the feel for the game is so behind to me, even without like the physical tools. Like with the physical tools being really good, but I'm definitely open, especially because you went to Houston. Like, year 3 of men as a 100% all-star. Yeah. Oh yeah. I do think him going to dude, Amari Bynum is this link team, man. There's so many sick defenders. If this link team just had like one like real offensive star, they would be ridiculous. But sadly, they just didn't have that guy because like athletes, defenders out the ass. Like, it's just such a fun team to watch on defense. Because all their length and size. And we're going to have Kalk. Like early second, probably. I'm just not like huge on like the backup center value prop. Also, Marcus Spears Jr., class of 2027. This kid is sick. He is he fouled there, but you can see the instincts on display and the size and the length. He's so good. He's someone to remember. Yeah, I think Kalk's gonna be like a rock solid rotation big for a long time. I think that's his ceiling, though. Like, I don't think his ceiling is much higher than just really good, really solid rotation big, which is why I'm not in on him higher. But if you're a person who values like floor and safety more than I usually do, I could definitely understand. I get the people that are high on Kalkbrenner because he is quite good and like he's going to be a good player. I just don't see any kind of star equity there, but he is really good. I think I prefer. I don't know. Him versus Broom to me is interesting. Honestly, him versus Broom versus Edie last year to me is really interesting as well. I'd probably take, I don't know, honestly. Probably take Kalk over Broom. Good steal by James Brown. Whew. Great explosion. Euro right by him. But yeah, Kalk is good. Definitely a good player. Sam Houston. Yeah, Kobe Coleman's going to cook at Sam Houston. That's going to be awesome. Number 14, Ryan Hampton. I believe that's RJ Hampton's brother. I'm pretty sure that's RJ Hampton's brother. Who's a 2027 5-star as well, who I don't have as much of a take on as Spears, but he looks the part. I'll tell you that. Good pass by Spears. Spears is just like at his age, like with being like a really nice passer while also being a great athlete and like having good instincts on defense, just like a lot of ceiling traits to me, a lot of stuff that I could see helping him become a high level player in the future, even if he's not there now yet. He's obviously so young. Pretty quiet game from cenac. Yeah, just loses the ball there. cenac. Another good steal. Was that even a steal? Trying to see what happens here. No, I just lost it. Let me get Hampton. RJ Hampton was a problem in high school, man. I thought he could have been decent, but I think Bethea will be a first round year. I mean, certainly could be just based off of his high school sample, but like just hard to really know after what happened. Like, I wouldn't project it right now, no, but it wouldn't shock me if it happened, is pretty much my stance. Like it would make sense if it happened. Where did he transfer again? I'm blanking on where he transferred. I know he went somewhere. I just can't think of where. Oh, good pass by cenac there. I mean, you can see that. I mean, the talent is obvious with cenac, like big guy who can handle and has the passing moments. Like the flashes with him are certainly good. And maybe I'm not giving those enough credit. Oh my God, Davion Hannah. The ability to like backpedal like this and explode off of 2 feet. Oh my God. Davion Hannah to Andre Iguodala Jr. Bama. Yes. I knew it was a school in the South. I like that fit too. Just gets to chuck threes and not play defense. That's his favorite thing to do. No, his defense is fine. I mean, I thought it was fine in high school, but I don't think he did very much of it at Miami this year. Have I seen Anthony Thompson? A little bit. My prevailing Anthony Thompson thought is usually I'm surprised at how good of a shooter he is just based on his like mechanics and some of the touch and shooting moments. I don't know. Seems like a guy who has like a reasonable floor because he's athletic as hell and he can shoot open like he can hit open threes, but I don't have a super strong take on him yet, but seems like a guy who could be all right. But yeah, don't have a super strong opinion. I'm very excited for this summer's AAU stuff because that's usually when I start. Like I know the top guys for like 2026, but I usually don't like really lock in until like a class's last AAU year. So I'm really excited to watch this class because I think it's kind of underwhelming at this stage, like really underwhelming 2026 high school class. And I hope somebody like breaks out big time in EYBL or AAU or Adidas or Puma or Under Armour or Puma or whatever. I hope someone has a huge breakout and just establishes himself as like, I don't know about like the top guy, but just like a blue chip looking player. Because I just don't think there's a lot of those guys in this class. Like I like Stokes is solid, but I don't think he's like a great number one guy. Good deflection by Nwuli. Like I like Holtz, I like Dylan Mingo, I like Collins, I like Gaskins, but none of those guys who could pass by cenac. I was talking shit about his passing. Great job right there. Triple teamed, hit the corner. Good stuff. Stokes can do all of those things, but I'm like not so concerned about like level or willingness, especially with the passing. But like he's talented. Like he's good. He's also like a little older for his class, I think, because he could have reclassed into this in the next class, which would have been crazy. Okay, October 2007. Okay, so yeah, he would have been young, really young for that. Okay, but yeah, I agree this summer. I thought he regressed a little bit, honestly, this last summer. I thought when he played 17U with Vegas Elite 2 summers ago as a 15-year-old, I thought he was the best player on the circuit. I thought he was unbelievable. But then with Oakland Soldiers, I just thought his decision making took a big step back. I think his defensive consistency took a big step back. But obviously, you just saw the overwhelming physical tools. Like, want to be careful with the guys who are just like so physical tools reliant. But I think obviously Stokes being a shooter helps. Stokes being a shooter helps. And I do think he's shown a lot of handling and passing stuff at moments, but I just want to see it all like really come together in a big way for him. But yeah, 2026 high school class is not great in my opinion. That boy nice, and it's just Ace Bailey. That boy is nice. Let's see what cenac can do against a smaller defender. There we go. His first step is pretty nice that side. It's like Nwuli is not an easy guy to get around, but like he can bend. Good first step. But yeah, I think Toombs. I hate that he's playing for. I like Mika. Good pass by Toombs. I haven't been crazy about Mika in any of the games that I watched. I watched him a couple times in person this year, and his defense and like strength seem pretty concerning. I know he's young, but he's skilled, good shooter. Do I think the Nets should keep Cam if they continue to rebuild? I would have no problem keeping Cam Johnson on a rebuilding team. I think he's the kind of player who helps young players. Obviously, like if he doesn't want to stay, whatever, and like if he's checked out, that's its own thing. And if they can get like something really good for him, I don't think you turn that down. But I think like it's not like Kuzma. We're having him on the roster is like detrimental to your young players, right? I think Cam would be helpful because he is a complimentary player. He can shoot, he can pass, he can play off the ball. And he's like a seemingly well-liked, smart veteran. So I would love for them to be able to keep Cam. Whereas like it seems like Nick Claxton was just like totally checked out this season. So you don't want to keep him around. But no, I think Cam I would keep around. 2027, I don't know as much about, but it just seems so far away. But I think it's my favorites in 2027 right now are Bruce Branch and Branch Spears, honestly, and CJ Rosser. I think Trey Murphy misses the mark pretty badly because of the athleticism difference. But I think MPJ is not a bad comp at all. Rashard Lewis, not bad either. Even though I thought Jabari Smith fit that one more. I remember people made that comp for Jabari, and I think the comp I'd make for Ace is just Jabari Smith, like in terms of role and strengths and weaknesses generally, even if they're like different kinds of players. There's a lot of really horrible comps getting thrown out. But I don't think that that's one of them. I think that makes sense. I haven't thought of like a much better one, like MPJ-ish. Like I think Ace is a much more talented passer than MPJ, not MPJ's level of shooter, obviously. I mean, basically nobody is at that size. And defense, he can, I think, be a lot better as well. But I mean, what? MPJ at his peak was like probably like a low level all-star impact guy, I'd say. Like what? Like 2021 maybe. When he was like 67 true shooting, he was adding some value as a shot blocker. Like that's a really damn valuable player. So like I think that's like a nice thing to say about Ace, honestly. Like I don't see that as a pejorative. Like I feel like some people see it as like I think that's a very optimistic kind of lens. I think you got there. Great board by Toombs. Toombs is such a good player. I'm not totally sure about Toombs as a like NBA guy yet. I'm still working through my thoughts on him, but he is very talented. I don't know why Smiley and Toombs. Smiley is not on dynamic prep. Get your shit together, ESPN. ESPN, their graphics kept calling Paulo Polo Banchero too. Which was just I think I might have showed that. Toombs seems like he's gonna shoot, which is obviously great for his ceiling. Yeah, it does seem like Toombs is going to be a shooter. Like his mechanics are super wonky, but like he'll take shots from all over. He's like a willing shooter. He's got some good, like a good confident quick release. So yeah, he seems like one who's going to be a shooter, which is obviously if you're into his upside, that's probably a big reason why. Good drive by. Yeah, I mean, you can just see the difference in like quickness and athletic juice between Cenac and like Toombs just kind of stuck in the mud at times, I think, like trying to move laterally, and Cenac's just blowing by him. But just can't finish the play, unfortunately. Is that Nwuli? Talk about a ridiculous athlete, Chris Nwuli. He's going to Rutgers tomorrow. Yes, super wonky. But I think it's obvious that he's like a shooter in there, and I think it's much easier to fix mechanics than touch. Like I mean, that's a very uncontroversial thing to say. I know that I fear everyone would agree with that. But yeah, I like Toombs. I think critically, what's hard to fix is like mentality and confidence and just like shooting mindset and the ability to take different kinds of shots. And I think Toombs probably has that on his list. So like I get it. I think my main, like, again, just the vertical pop as a rim protector concerns me. Like just really not able to get up quickly, as you can see here. But I really like his offense. I think his offense is great, which is just, again, not just, I don't know about him as an NBA guy yet, but I'm certainly open because he's a good player and I like watching him. And I think he's going to be awesome at SMU next year. Good drive by Kobe. Oh my goodness. This has been one of the better Cenac games I've seen in a minute. Good track back right here. Good instant. Just like you got a guy with his explosiveness, like not the most like fluid mover ever, but like how quickly he gets up, blocks that shot. But yes, but yeah, who Cenac can get up? Cenac is a very overwhelming athlete in person as well. I've seen him. I got to see him a couple times last summer working with Puma. But yeah, he's a crazy athlete. Physics, chem, or bio. Only one of those I ever took was I took physics and chem. I liked chemistry. I was the best at chemistry. James Brown, another sick defender. Yeah, James Brown, very sudden guy. It's good contest by Toombs. Like I think Toombs has great instincts, which helps him make up for the athletic tools. Like if Toombs had just like stayed on this block, but he is ready to meet James Brown early, and because of that, he's able to contest. Yeah, so that's definitely a good thing about Toombs. Physics was impossible to me. I think the hardest class I've ever taken in my life at any level was my high school like honors physics class in 11th grade. That was the hardest class I've ever taken in anything. It's impossible. Thank God our teacher loved all of the juniors in that class, and we just got to like build roller coasters and get graded on the stupidest curve I've ever seen. But great deflection by James Brown again. His wingspan's got to be crazy. I haven't seen a wingspan. I should look it up. His wingspan's got to be crazy. He's a damn good player. Good floater by Toombs. I need to check Toombs' floater numbers. I'm gonna do that really quick. They've got to be crazy. Anyone have a guess on Toombs' floater numbers this year, or floater / hook? I guess. Let's see. You got an 11 game sample. It's pretty good. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, so 45% on hook shots, 72% on layups. What about half court layups? 65%, still really good. Yeah, his touch numbers are great. I mean, that's not surprising. What's his free throw shooting? His free throw this year was 78.9%. Pretty low free throw rate, though, which is not, at least for a center, which is always a little worrying to me. Or at least it's certainly not a green flag. Cenac. Let's see this guy. Toombs, great steal, quick hands. Cenac's handling it's a lot of work. If I was a coach of a tanky team like Nestle, I'd put 5 on LeBron and hold another 10. That would be funny. Yeah. Not sure you get the player buy-in there, unfortunately, but that is a funny idea. This is one of the more underwhelming Montverde years I can remember, honestly. Like, I don't think that they have barely any real prospects. Like, I think Dante Allen's really underrated. I like him a lot. And Greer is pretty good as well. Okay, Davion Hanna airballing and then making a ridiculous block. His athleticism is so crazy. And his timing is great on these plays as well. Good look by him. This is a almost good steal by Gray Bear here, but just too high. I still can't believe that Duke game. Absolutely cannot believe it. Unbelievable. It was so fun to watch. I'm happy for Houston, man. I'm really happy Houston broke through. I feel like it's been so long. Good jab by Toombs. They just like... But I am a little disappointed we're not going to see Cooper versus Florida. Yeah, man, it is honestly insane how bad college teams are at inbounding. So like the late game inbounding meta stuff in terms of like coaching and like just buttoned up this is really important. Like it's like not like that in the NBA because the players aren't that bad. Yeah, horrible way to lose. Like I said, I can't say I feel bad for Duke fans in particular, but I do feel bad for the team because it was such a fun, likable team. But yeah, I'm really happy for Houston, and I'm obviously happy for Florida as well. I was very happy they beat Auburn. I love that team is so fun to watch. Good pass by Toombs. Yeah, Toombs is a really impressive offensive player. Like can dribble, can hit these passing on the Jesus Christ. The athletes on this link defense. This is crazy. If only this team had like real more offensive players, man. Crazy to watch. Fly around and block. Oh, damn. Leroy Kelly. That's another awesome defender right there. Another example of Toombs not covering space quickly. Like this is a reasonable, yeah, I mean, just again, it was close, but One of my like heuristics that I think about, that's like a not like an analytical way to think about scouting, but if they're bigs who a lot of their blocks are either like near misses like this, or they have a lot of blocks that like they get the block, but it was probably a goaltend and the other team is like screaming at goaltend, then you're probably not that good of a rim protector. I showed Neesmith. I thought Neesmith was. I was gonna say I thought he was mid, and I'm surprised he's good in the way he's good. Like I certainly did not expect him, but I'm so happy that Neesmith is good because he's cooking for my favorite team and he's one of my favorite players to watch on my favorite team. So great pass by Spears. Jesus Christ. So stupid. I wish I could jump that high. That's awesome. But yeah, Prospect Neesmith was just like so bleh to me. Like it just didn't do anything special outside of the movement shooting, which funny enough, like really has not been a significant part of his NBA game. Was like his one real NBA trait was like, yeah, no, he just like doesn't do that very often. Like he does it sometimes, but like the Pacers would love for him to be like a legit volume movement shooter. They still haven't replaced Buddy Hield in that way. Like having another like legit off ball volume movement shooter that's not Halliburton, right? Because they ain't Halliburton on the ball. But no, Neesmith is so awesome. James Brown wrecking this game on defense, by the way. This team cannot score in the half court, but man, can they make highlights on the defensive end. Kobe Coleman, nice drive, really strong. Just like love the way he can get so low because of his height. Uses like really good lower body strength. Just like hold his balance here. Like Easter's a pretty strong guy, and just takes that bump beautifully. Finishes through contact. Like, is Neesmith really 50, 40, 90 this year? That's awesome. That's so sick. I love Neesmith. Honestly, like the way the Pacers are playing, I mean, they just beat the Nuggets, obviously, but I feel a lot more confident about the Pacers in the playoffs now than I felt about them last year at this stage. Like I feel so much more confident because Halliburton's healthy and himself. I mean, I know he had a stinker today, but at least box score wise, I didn't watch the game yet. But good D by Jermaine O'Neal Jr. That's another absolute Pacers legend, of course. He's probably going to be a solid like combo guard at the college level, I think. Definitely through the rawness with the ball with Spears, but again, the athleticism, the physical and mental talent to me stands. Is that James Brown again? Jesus Christ. I need to look up his stock numbers in this game. They must be crazy. Link. Oh, wait, no, not James Brown. Who is this? I've been saying the wrong name this whole time. I don't know, maybe not. I'm losing my mind. Jermaine O'Neal. Okay, Link Academy. Dynamic prep. Oh, that Trent Perry? Wait, really? I've been saying this name wrong the entire stream. My bad, man. Yeah, man, why did I think that was fucking James Brown? Did Link have a guy named James Brown? They did. Okay, they had it. Okay. Okay, I feel really stupid. It's all right. It happens. Anyways. Yeah, that's who I was thinking. I remember him now. Not like he was like a shorter center, not at all a similar player to Trent Perry. Sorry, Trent Perry. He's been cooking all game. So hopefully the love it makes up for the not realizing who it was. JB to the Warriors. I'm very curious to see how that's going to go in the playoffs, honestly. I mean, I feel like I like Jimmy there just because of how many options he opens up for them on offense. Like the stuff they can do as a trio with Draymond, using Jimmy as like a cutter diver to the rim. It's just like a different element to their split game. Like I think there's a lot of, I don't know. I just don't. I feel like I find myself believing in the Warriors when like I feel like I shouldn't, but I find myself feeling like they could make a real run because it's Steph. And I also think Steph has been somehow like criminally underrated this year. Like I feel like Steph is still like Steph's not a top 5 player anymore, but I think he's definitely a top 15 guy still. Maybe top 20. And I feel like people are like so against that idea. And that's also part of why I buy the Warriors, just because I think highly, just because I trust Steph. Toombs playing well against the double teams in this game. I always like to see that from a player. Despite the blowout, I've enjoyed watching all of the ridiculous athletic plays in this game from Trent Perry and Davion Hanna and Chris Newley. Yeah, I think. I mean, like, I think Steph being top 10 is fine. I think he's closer to that than how people perceive him. Like, still one of the most efficient volume scorers. Is an amazing passer at this stage of his career, and he's still Steph. I don't know, but like he's not the same like, 0 rebounds in Visa situation. I tend to think things are not true until there's obvious evidence that it is. So I'm gonna call bullshit until. I mean, I don't know. Again, like I haven't seen it. Is that like why he played bad? Just because he was worried about like his visa or something? Toombs' hands are so good. They call the foul that really? Yeah, but yeah, I don't buy that. I definitely subscribe to Occam's razor in basically every situation. It usually doesn't fail me. Good pass by Kelly here. Toombs. Yeah, I can see like again, like just I think he gets off the ground pretty quick. Like Toombs can get up without loading, but just his max height is very limited for a center. I mean, obviously like a 6'8", 6'9" center, but great player, as I've been saying. Legend Smiley. Oh my God, Trent Perry. See, if only they had jerseys. They got to give high school hoopers names on the back of their jerseys badly. South New Hampshire revoked banking by Beast 2 million of Visa. That is crazy, but I still just like think it's a extreme leap to put. I mean, also like it's one game, and it's also easily the most physical, high leverage game of his life. And this is what Houston does to people. Like, obviously, people on Twitter are gonna be dumb. They're gonna like make big resounding conclusions off of one game samples when he just. By the way, people may remember that he shit all over Alabama in the previous game, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, my opinion of Maluash is no different than it was before the game, and that's how it should be after almost literally every game in almost every situation, in my opinion. Toombs. Unless you have some like major philosophical awakening or whatever, I guess that didn't happen. look at cenac cover ground. This is crazy. Whew. His feet are kind of heavy to me. Like his steps are a little heavy. He doesn't. Yeah, just not super light on his feet looking, but his hips move so fast. Like But yeah, good cenac game overall. Hey, 24 seconds. How's it going? Yeah, as always, thanks everyone for being on the stream. I'm gonna have a Sarah Strong video up tomorrow. Just about her Final Four performance. Like, she was so ridiculous and has been unreal all season. So I'll have more draft stuff, and I'll probably do some March Madness stuff after the tournament. Maybe just recapping some of the more impressive prospects to me, prospect performances. I thought about doing a video just on Clayton's game against Auburn. I still might do that, but I might just save it for like a Clayton tournament breakdown. What time is it for me? 10:10. I'm in Pacific time. Hence why I do these. And for some reason, a lot of my audience seems to be in a time zone where they watch these, because the streams at these hours always get so much more viewership than the ones during the day for whatever reason. I don't know why. Andre Iguodala Jr. has crazy long arms. Jesus. Just up late. Exactly. I have a favorite prospect for the Valkyries at 5. Oh, good question. Crazy that once upon a time it was like there was a chance the Valkyries could get Malonga, but that's just obviously not going to happen anymore. Central. Can never pronounce her name. I'm not even going to try. Malonga's teammate, Lithuanian girl. She's like 6'5", 2-guard, really great passer, pull-up shooter. I like her. Sania Rivers, NC State, crazy athlete. And I know like the WNBA, they operate on like a more short-term timeline, especially with the new CBA. But like, she's a stupid athlete, crazy skilled passer. Just scoring is a big issue. Probably at 5, it is where you're considering Iriafin. Like, even after kind of an underwhelming season this year, like, she's probably still good enough as like, she's a good like piece to build around. And the Valkyries have shooters. It's like they can theoretically space the floor around. Yes, her. I'm not even gonna try. I'll learn her name before she gets drafted. In this draft, which draft are you talking about? Conqueror. Yeah, her finish. I mean, I really do think, like, obviously tweeners in the WNBA have more of a place, but just her lack of shooting and passing, and like, she's a good athlete, but I don't think she's like a crazy high end athlete. I think this year, I mean, I don't know if the USC context was that amazing in terms of like setting her up with passers besides Juju at times, but like, definitely seems less equipped to play off the ball. It's like play in a lower usage role, but she's still obviously crazy talented. I think her defense is really good. Like, I expect Kiki to be a good defender. Who else do I like? If Citrone falls, I think you obviously take Citrone, but I don't think she's going to fall. Obviously, same with Malonga. I think if you take Malonga, I think you obviously take Malonga. 2025, like the 2025 WNBA draft. I mean, I guess Becker's is the only one kind of similar. Or like, do you mean most similar in the 2025 NBA draft? Like, I'm a little confused. But I really liked him in AAU. Did he play with VJ? I think he might have played with VJ in Adidas, but I could also be getting that wrong. I know he played Adidas circuit, and I was a fan of his. I haven't watched a second of the I could throw on some of his tape actually, because I am curious. I liked him a lot in high school. Let's see, do I have any tweets about Theom? Let's see. I don't know, I say his name. I apologize, of course, as always. Yeah, 2023. Yeah, the rumors are true. Olivia Miles is going back to school, which is obviously terrible if you're what's his name, if you're Washington. Just an absolute heartbreaker if you're the Mystics. Tugler, in terms of role, I mean, in terms of like archetype, I think Vanderbilt is he plays very different than Vanderbilt, but I think his path to value is in a Jared Vanderbilt mold. Like he's more Clark than Vando in terms of defensive skill, but I just think Clark is they're different. I think Tugler is like a more explosive player and a little shorter too. Clark is just way higher feel on both ends. The Fool's Golds in the 2025 draft. Yeah, defensive role, I think Clark fits in better than Vanderbilt, because obviously Vanderbilt's more of like a point of attack chaser type, and he's huge. I'll definitely check him out this summer because I was a fan of his, like I said, in high school. I just have not been able to keep up with him at all this year, but seems like an intriguing prospect. Like I like the giant bigs who have some skill, and he's pretty good at shooting. I I saw Dior Johnson had some buckets today, which was just a massive throwback in me. Jeremiah Fears. Most similar to Harper is probably honestly, I think that's a good question. Am I just making the lefty thing? I mean, I'm thinking of a guy who's like bigger and can play off ball too, and like isn't like a honestly yeah, I don't know. Oh, I think Rocco's definitely worth the second. I mean, I'm not even sure if he declares. He might just like find some other pathway, honestly, at this point, because he doesn't have any buzz. Whoa, damn, Theo. But old Schroeder. I like Schroeder as like a 60th. I think like Schroeder, because I think some people are always just like these small guard initiator prospects. If they flame out and don't become stars, like they have to be busts, which is just not true. Like I think Schroeder's a great example. Sexton is one that I think broadly has Fears shades as like a 75th-ish percentile outcome. But yeah, I think unless anyone has any last questions, I'm going to what do you think distinguishes OKC and Golden State as the only successful undersized teams? I mean, how many undersized teams are there, period, though? I don't know. Late risers, like in the second round, like guys who are gonna. I mean, the obvious current one is Walt, who might go in the first round. Then honestly, wouldn't be crazy in my opinion at all. Yeah, I'm like, where is he gonna be on the consensus? Where is he on the consensus board? 46 now. Second round risers, maybe I could see Javon Small, West Virginia. I like him. Hauk is a very real prospect. I released the 2026 board where I had Hauk as a top 15 guy. I'd take Hauk in the first round this year for sure. I don't think he's going to declare, if I would guess, just because I think he can probably come back and boost his stock a lot and get NIL with like a higher minute role next year. But Hauk is a very real prospect. I think he's a stud. I would probably take him in like the top 20 if he came out this year, but I would be surprised if he did. But if he did, that would be really cool. Honestly, a cool addition to the draft class. But yeah, thank you. I agree, Yakuchonis is being overthought. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night. Appreciate you checking out the stream. Always, appreciate interactions with the videos and such, but see y'all.